This video has been a freaking long time coming, my lord. We're getting into, finally, our Stroker 1FZ 4.8 litre build for the 105 series Landcruiser. It has been a saga. So just like the last one FZ we built, getting parts for these engines is just a mission. They are such a great platform, but they just aren't that popular. And for that reason, it's really, really hard to find parts that are on the shelf on hand, ready to go. Every time we've had to order pistons and things for these sorts of engines, it's always a huge wait because everything has to be made to order. And then at the moment, after COVID, with how far behind everyone is in production, the actual supply versus demand being so out of balance, to then get those pistons made and shipped and have them, it takes ages. It took ages to get the engine parts that we wanted for this thing. And then obviously once you get them, it then has to go machining. And then you have to wait for all the machine work to get done. So we've had it back since just before Christmas. It's just been a pretty hectic couple of months with what's been going on. But yeah, it's finally here. We're finally starting to get stuck into it now. It's just been a long freaking road. At the moment, it is going back together with the manual in the car. That's going to be that. I'm not sure if I mentioned in the last episode as well, but we did actually end up going camshaft. So we do have some Kelford cams and valve springs in this thing. So full berries. 4.8 stroker, forged crank, rods, pistons, plus Kelford cams, ARP studs, the whole works. So anyway, that's that. It's pretty much time to start getting this thing together. One thing I have been waiting on all week is weld plugs. As much as it looks good to put these in after paint, you hardly see it once all the manifolds and everything are on the engine anyway. So I like to coat them in stag, whack them in, don't have to worry about so much what it looks like with the stag there. The stag gets a really, really nice seal, they don't leak, and then I'll paint the whole thing over the top. So with the stag and the paint, these things usually, I've never had one leak. So I've already wire brushed it. I had Bo wire brushed it for me. So it's already pretty much prepped. And it's just gonna get rattle canned with some good engine enamel. Yeah, they always come out pretty good that way, so that's what we're gonna do. Alrighty guys, big and black. Yeehaw. Looking much nicer. Welsh plugs are all in, painted up. So we did have a little bit of an issue. I started putting the rods and pistons together and I found that the pins, the wrist pins in the rods were super, super tight, like way tighter than they should be. So I think the machine shop might have just missed them on the rod home. Things happen, things get missed. So I've torqued all the big ends up as well. So I'll take these down with me next week and get them to chuck them on the rod home, the big ends and the little ends, to make sure they're all right. So I've got one wrist pin there to take down with me. So anyway, these things happen. It's not going to slow us up too much. We can still do all the mains. For all that matters, the crank could be in the block with the mains all torqued up and everything sorted, and I could just do the big ends from there. But I'm not going to do that because I still haven't checked whether the rod shoulders are going to clear the block all the way around. I know I'd be spewing if I had to pull all of that back out to clearance the block after. So I will check all that before I go that far with it. Rightio guys, big bad Stroker FZ is coming along finally. We got all the clearancing done. Obviously we had our rods back and the rods were re-honed. I got them to check all the big ends as well and hone them all to the same size, and they did come out awesome. So, that spill crank with the way our rods were, very, very little variation in our bearing clearances for the rods. A little bit of variation in the mains, but I'm still pretty happy to run them all with what they are. All the clearances will come up pretty good. So just did a dry run with the crank in and checking some clearancing with the rods, and I am going to have to grind out both of these on both sides. The rod shoulder is way too close to that rib on both sides, so I'm going to need to grind that out on the block, which is fine because I realized going to do the bearing clearances today that I actually forgot to order thrust bearings for this thing. So I've got all mains and big ends but no thrust bearings, so that's fine. This week while I wait for thrust bearings to arrive, I will rip this crank back out. We'll grind that block, get our clearance. The block can then have its final clean because I still haven't done the final clean of it yet. Looking good. But yeah, it's finally starting to come together. Big mean old crank. Big 4.81 FZ. I'm super excited about this thing. It's going to be such a sick rig. I'm also very jealous. In the time since it's been here and I've owned the TB48GU and then since sold the TB48GU, and now I've sort of decided a 105 is what I really want to end up with, and I'm building this for a 105 and I'm very jealous, and but I am excited about it. So It's going to be a sick combo. But anyway, that's some good progress today. Time to head home, spend some time with the family, but at least I know what I'm up for this week to get this thing to the next stage. So get our rings gapped. We'll do the ring gaps. Might even come tomorrow's Sunday. Might even come tomorrow and do the ring gaps. That way, all that's done, and then grind this block out. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. Come grind the block out, do my ring gaps. That way, then the block can get a final clean. The rings will be gapped. Bearing clearances are all done. And then as soon as we get our thrust bearings, check our end float, start putting it together. Happy days. Rightio guys, so I'm just going to sign off this video now so I can get this video out. I know there's so many people that have been dying to see it, but as you can see, the motor is essentially all together. There's just the bottom part of the sump, which we still have to finish off by welding a return fitting in it and getting rid of that disgusting press-in thing that was in there. So what's been decided, due to budget constraints and just trying to get this thing sorted in a timely manner, we're just going to go 6 boost. I've ordered a G35-900, so it'll be G35-900 T4 on a 6 boost manifold, and we'll just have to try and make our water to air setup work. We just have to figure out where it's going to fit. I really wanted to do a custom manifold setup so that we could position the turbo exactly where we wanted to ensure fitment of our PWR barrel for our water to air system and everything else. But unfortunately, due to some changes in circumstances for the owner, there is a bit of a tightening up on the budget. So we can't afford that. It's not in the budget anymore, so it's just going to be 6 boost high mount and fabbed and sort of set up the suit. So this will be going in the car very soon. We've just got to get the car inside and sort of get this in the hole. But yeah, so we'll be ditching the 3582, going to a G35-900 on a 6 boost. Apart from that, as you can see, it is what it is. Now, you would have seen from that footage from our Rocky montage, from our ASMR of engine building, our absolutely wicked 4.8 stroke or 1 FZ with cams and everything else, that we did the old, and it's an old engine builder's trick to drop a ball bearing down a stud hole if you need a little bit extra length on the studs. Because they don't make specific 1FZ studs, what they are is they're 2JZ head studs. So mains and heads, both 2JZ head studs, and because they're in a 1FZ, they're just a little bit short. Now, we didn't have any ball bearings to just drop ball bearings down the holes. So what we did was cut up a heap of LS push rods, the ends of a push rod. So we cut up those little ends off the push rods and used them in the stud holes to actually space the studs up to get us the height we needed. So she does have a little bit of LS in her. So there you go, Dill. There is a little bit of LS in your 1FZ to get it done. So old engine builder's trick, that one. We just didn't have ball bearings lying around, and that was the next best thing. So happy days. But anyway, Bo has painted up the other cover off the spare engine in a red metal cast. It looks schmick. I'll show you that before I sign it off. So we're going to chuck that on. I did send a photo of it to the owner, and he reckons he hates red. So I'll have a chat to him about whether he's being serious. I think he's just trying to rile us up, but I'll show you the cover. I don't want to get any more ancillaries and stuff on this engine because they are a heavy engine and I don't particularly trust this stand that much. So this is how it's going to stay until the 105 comes inside on the hoist and we can get this engine in, which will be very soon. So thanks for sticking with us, guys. Like I said, it won't be so long between episodes from here. Oh, have a look at this. Oh, how good does that look? Anyway, guys, we'll see you on the next episode. Looking forward to getting this thing together and in the car and tuned. I think it's going to be an animal. I'm really looking forward to it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Smash like, smash subscribe, head over to our Patreon and sign up. Heaps of cool perks, giveaways every month, all the rest. See you on the next one. Peace out. See you. Bye.